Hi guys, today I want to talk about one tool. This tool can be used to improve our project development. It is ScrumWorks Pro. Videos in the ScrumWorks Pro introduction and guided tool series includes introduction, product management, sprint management, program management, and TeamForge integration, reporting and analysis. Welcome to the introduction. In this video, we'll cover a brief introduction to the ScrumWorks Pro system and client tools. ScrumWorks Pro is a project and program management tool that was designed to help agile teams working in iterative fashion, managing their release planning, sprints, product backlogs, and team tasks. Also ideal for co-located agile teams, it's also powerful and flexible enough for managing a wide variety of complex and distributed enterprise development environments. ScrumWorks Pro's rich set of collaborative forecasting and enhanced reporting collaborative helps agile teams to improve the quality of their product releases while minimizing project risk and development costs. ScrumWorks Pro's rich set of collaborative forecasting and enhanced reporting capabilities help agile teams improve the quality of their product releases while minimizing project risk and development costs. ScrumWorks Pro strives to be Scrum scaled for the enterprise. ScrumWorks Pro provides the ability for Scrum teams to accomplish product management, sprint management, and program management activities. The ScrumWorks Pro system is anchored by a centralized server platform providing core service with high volume performance and persistent database storage capable of supporting large and distributed enterprise development teams. The server can be accessed across a local wide area or internet networks by team members and other stakeholders using one or two client applications, either the web client or the desktop client. Users of the client tools must log into the server in order to gain access to the system functions and data available to the logged-in user are dependent on the teams and roles granted to the user by a ScrumWorks administrator. You and most other participants will probably use the ScrumWorks web client as your primary tool for managing tasks, sprints, the product backlog items, and the releases. Also, the web client will typically be the way to view or print ScrumWorks web reports. The desktop client is the appropriate tool for creating reports, programs, and epics, products, releases, sprints, users, or roles along with other project management and ScrumWorks administrative tasks. Advanced desktop reports are available to logged-in users through the desktop client application. Web reports can also be directly retrieved from the server using a web URL address that doesn't require the viewer to log in. The ScrumWorks Pro system or server provides standard SOAP API servers to support integration with other systems. The team manager or development tools, including the collaborative TeamForge, Ellipse, also can be integrated with this tool. First, we'll open a web browser and bring up the ScrumWorks web client login view. Here on the home login view, you can easily access the ScrumWorks desktop client using the link in this view. To access the desktop client, we'll log into ScrumWorks Pro as a team member, working on multiple teams at once. Click this link and then we will download one application, and then click the application. We will log in the system. Now let's use the default username and password. As you can see, at the top of a desktop client view, a menu bar provides access to various ScrumWorks features and tools. For example, let's take a quick look at the User Manager tool. Here we already have 5 users, and you will see we can use this window or feature to control the user can have one or two different rules. As you can see, the permission granted to a user within the ScrumWorks Pro managed in the desktop client using a role-based access control model. We'll be revisiting the desktop client in more detail in the ensuing elections of this series. For now, we'll return to the ScrumWorks Pro web client and log in as the same user. On each view of the ScrumWorks web client, you will find a few common functions available at the top of the view. At the top right are links for managing your account information and access the help system and log in out of the web client. Below those links, there's a link similar to the one on the login wheel for access the ScrumWorks desktop client. That's here. Near the top left of each wheel is a navigation bar that enable you to access the My Tasks, Sprints, Dashboard, and the planning view of the web client. Here. We will explore each of these views in more details as they fit into the context of the ScrumWorks product management, sprint management, and the program management, and the reporting sections of this video. Thank you for watching introduction. Next, I will introduce the product management feature. In part 2, we will introduce the product management. ScrumWorks Pro allows users to actively manage the product release cycle while also monitoring sprint progress at the team level by building the Scrum framework into the product management workflow. ScrumWorks Pro facilitates the following elements of Scrum product management: project milestone management, Product management with business weighting and ROI, epics for project scope goals, and categorization of work. When you enter the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client, the first thing you will see is that the client uses a frame-based layout which separates work committed to iterations and the backlog of the work to be done. On the right side of the screen, the backlog of uncommitted work items, commonly referred to as the product backlog items, displayed. On the left side of the screen, iterations or sprints are displayed. The majority of the product management functionality in the ScrumWorks Pro focus on the backlog presented on the right side of the screen. ScrumWorks Pro releases represent sub-projects or date and scope-based milestones in the context of the product backlog. Within each release, the product manager can create, plan, and maintain the product backlog, or the master list of all functionality designed in the product. The product backlog in ScrumWorks Pro is divided into releases indicated by blue or blank bars. Any work under a release is assigned to that release. Project milestone management in ScrumWorks Pro involves moving items between releases based on constraining factors affecting the project. This is accomplished using drag and drop operations in the interface. Let's take a quick look at creating and managing product backlog items in ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. As a product manager, in order to create and manage the product backlog, the first thing that we would do is create new product backlog items and select the Add the new backlog item to this release option in the drop down. Here we will see the product backlog item added open, and I can enter the information for the new backlog item. Notice that the ScrumWorks Pro is set up using a dockable framework which adds easy to anything you need to create, organize, and schedule. While some behaviors differ between each frame types, there are some general behaviors that are shared among them, such as docking, undocking, and out-hiding. All work in the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client is completed within this dockable framework. In ScrumWorks Pro, the prior organization of work requires a simple drag and drop procedure in which you select on an item and drag it higher or lower on the product backlog list.
Like this.
For instance, if I need to descope release 1 to 0, I can move work from release 1 to 0 into release 1 to 1. You can also reply or retice a group of items at once by selecting a series of individual items with the Control key and dragging the group of items higher in the list. It's very easy for us to use this. Releases ultimately represent schedule-driven projects. If I double-click a release, the release editor will open.
Then we can edit some information if we want.
To assist in scheduling, waiting, and reporting, ScrumWorks Pro provides return on reinvestment or ROI metrics to help users make decisions about the prioritization of backlog items. The calculation is based on the business weight and effort requirements of each item. The business weight units are specified on a product by product basis when a product is set up. These units can be called whatever you wish and generally have a value within a limited range. Inside each backlog item, the business weight is entered on the business weight tab. Business weight is calculated as the sum of the benefits of inclusion in the products and the penalty of omission from the product. Some items may be very valuable to the product but have no real penalty. If omitted, then the vice versa. The ROI calculation is based on the business weight percentage divided by effort percentage. When working in the product backlog in the desktop client, you can see the ROI index among the right side. This allows you to easily compare items when making prioritization decisions. Here I will edit a product backlog items business weight. I will enter the benefit of inclusion and the penalty of omission value. When I enter these values, we can see that the ROI is automatically updated. Now, when I click OK, and review the product backlog, we can see that the ROI has been updated in the right-hand column. As a product manager, I might want to define epics for my projects or releases. Epics in ScrumWorks Pro are defined as scope goals related to projects or milestones. These act as high-level requirements that are ultimately intended to be decomposed to actionable, granular work items. Typically, epics either have too many unknowns to estimate their required effort, or are estimated to be too big for completion within a single sprint. In ScrumWorks Pro, releases represent sub-projects for milestones in the context of the product backlog. They typically represent date-based milestones. When epics are added to a release, they represent scope goals for the milestones or project. Often used to represent feature goals. They can also be used to represent non-functional goals such as the performance goal. Let's take a look at the epics in the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. Here I will define an epic for the release. First, I will select a theme to base the epic on.
Double-click this release. Add the epic here. Click Add button. You will see the feature how to use this and epic. Now we will select a theme to base the epic on. Then I will create a budget to provide a soft limit on the resources I intended to allocate to this particular scope goal. Finally, I will use the description field to specify the scope. In the context of the release, epics are represented in priority order to represent their relative values. Epics may be reprioritized using a simple drag-and-drop procedure. When I save my epic, we will. This will empowers us to decompose our high-level scope goals in context. Each item underneath the epic represents a granular piece of work along with the status of the item. The release planner also contains built-in roll-up reports for tracking and the progress of the various goals associated with the project. A core component of work item organization and report flexibility in ScrumWorks Pro is a feature called themes. Themes are effectively keyword tags that can be created and applied to work items. You can see them here in the product backlog and green text, a single work item, or product backlog item, as we refer to them in ScrumWorks Pro, can have multiple themes. Themes help you manage your log of work to be done and aid you in flexibly categorizing this often large list of prioritized work. For instance, in a classroom management product, some themes related to entities could be students. In the same product, you might also have functional themes such as registration, grading, attendance, scheduling, or test administration. Sometimes a sprint is prioritized around work items for a single theme or multiple related themes. Let's take a look at themes in the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. There are a number of ways that you can apply or remove themes for backlog items. Here I will use the context menu to apply a number of different themes at once to a backlog item. This is also one place that you can create new themes. Also, you can edit or remove these themes from this themes menu. You can create as many themes as you need, and the themes themselves can be used to present any concept you choose. Once applied, you can use the themes in many different ways. Thank you for watching the product management part. Next, I will introduce the sprint management part. Now let's take a look at the ScrumWorks Pro introduction and guided tour, the part 3, sprint management. Like a product management, sprint management in ScrumWorks Pro is simple and intuitive. Users are able to define sprint boundaries, transfer items from the product backlogs to the sprint backlog using the drag and drop interface, and create and track tasks efficiently. ScrumWorks Pro facilitates the following elements of sprint management: breaking product backlog item into tasks, sprint task tracking, and impediment tracking.
As discussed earlier, the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client displays sprints in the left side frame, where product backlog items may be assigned and broken into tasks. Let's take a look at assigning backlog items to sprints and breaking those items into tasks in the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. First, to schedule work in an iteration or sprint, you can simply drag and drop the items from the product backlog on the right to the desired sprint or iteration on the left. And now some of the items are scheduled to be worked on by the team. Then product backlog items can be broken into tasks and estimated by team. Once this broken down is completed for the sprint, the team can address the sprint task from the sprint view of the ScrumWorks web client, not only for the desktop client. Thank you for watching this part. Next, I will introduce the program management and TeamForge integration. Let's take a look at the program management. In ScrumWorks Pro, programs represent a collection of related products. Programs are used to model cross-cutting data and feature goals, which can include data-driven milestones as well as high-level features called epics. Program management features in ScrumWorks Pro allows users to coordinate multiple projects, which allows for managing and tracking across cutting data and feature goals, and modeling shared components or core systems. Programs empower the product planners to create cross-cutting data and scope goals for groups working in concert. Programs represent a collection of product backlogs which are related to a set of common goals. Programs are
ideally suited for complex product development, where the end product is made up of multiple subcomponents which are built by relatively distinct teams. Core to program management is that the ability to create a cross-cutting date and scope-oriented goals. Programs are adequately suited for this, but in ScrumWorks Pro, the data-oriented milestones are represented by release. Releases represent sub-projects or milestones in context of a product backlog. Releases can be established at the program level, creating cross-cutting date-based milestones impacting multiple related product backlogs. Let's take a look at coordinating multiple products in the ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. When I open my program in ScrumWorks Pro, so we can see that I have defined a series of products and that contribute to this program. In the program release planner view, each of the blank bar represents a program level release. So on the far right, we have built-in roll-up reports for tracking the progress of the various goals associated with project. The timeline is defined in the release and progress occurs as work items are completed. This way I know which goals are on track and which are behind schedule. As I edit the interface release, any changes I make immediately propaged to all products that contribute to this program. If I select the Epics tab, I can add new epics or work with epics previously defined for the release. Epics represent scope goals in ScrumWorks Pro. Epics are attached to release and thereby impact scope goals to date-oriented milestones. Program epics are scope goals that cut across multiple product backlogs to establish high-level multi-team goals. Here I will expand the interface release so that we can see each epic and easily track their progress with the roll-up reports along the right side.
In the context of the release, epochs are represented in priority order to represent their relative values. I may reprioritize using a simple drag and drop procedure. If I continue to explain the awarded epoch, the products that contribute to this epoch are immediately visible. Expanding further, each granular work item from the product is also visible along with the status of each work item. As work progresses, the release burden, the brought down by date report projects a trend line based on the rate at which work is completed and compared that to the rate of the scope change. It displays this historical data and extrapolates trend lines for each constituent product. Thank you for watching this part. The last one I want to talk about the reporting analysis. In this part, I will introduce the reporting analysis. ScrumWorks Pro contains extensive reality-based and Scrum-specific reporting and analytic capabilities. ScrumWorks Pro tracks metrics such as velocity, the rate at which the products completed, the rate of requirements changes, and the rate at which value is added to the product. ScrumWorks Pro tracks metrics such as velocity, the rate at which the product is completed, the rate of the requirements change, and the rate at which value is added to the product. Some of the reports and analytics recorded in ScrumWorks Pro include real-time web report, epic progress report, release breakdown by date, release forecasting, release planning, breakdown by hours, and product release breakdown by sprint report. Web reports in ScrumWorks Pro are user-generated reports that can be published as convenient web links. Once you created or saved the report, a URL is generated. Anyone with access to the ScrumWorks Pro server will be able to access the report by simply visiting the URL. Web reports in ScrumWorks Pro
are dynamically updated. Therefore, the information represented in the report is always the most current data available. This is a great way to keep stakeholders that manage up to date on the status of their project without having to constantly regenerate reports. Let's take a look at creating a web report in ScrumWorks Pro desktop client. We can open the report feature and to the top menu bar, click the new, input the web report name, and select the data module types like this, and then we can double click it, and click OK. It's very nice to show that we can see that the sample product release went down by sprint. Also, we also can use another module to create a new report like this. This is the current sprint tax date, and we also can create a report to select the sprint burden. And so on. It's very easy for us to create and review the reports. These reports include the product progress report, team member allocation report, epic progress report, release burn down by date, release burn down by sprint, release forecasting report, sprint change report, and the estimate with as actuals report, and the hours spent by them report. So this is all I wanted to introduce introduce a feature about this tool. So if you want to know more about this video's functionalities, you can go to the online and visit the official website, download the manual documentations, and then you can get much more knowledge about this. Thank you for watching.